Hey, what's up, guys? It's Slim from Slum City Poker, the king of micro stakes. So we're gonna try to play some 2 cent, 5 cent. Very boring game. I hate playing it, but everybody wants me to make these tutorial videos. Now, I've made a lot of these videos, but I have not edited one and put one on YouTube yet. So I'm hoping that this is going to be the first video that I actually am narrating as I play, as I go. And there's no hindsight 2020 stuff here. This is me as I'm playing. So hopefully this is the first video that I don't know if there was a glitch there or not. Anyway, hopefully this is the first video that goes on YouTube that you guys watch. I hope you guys like it. Subscribe for more poker because we're gonna, increase in stakes and all that kind of stuff. Last time we put 20 bucks on, I made all these micro stakes videos of different stakes, and I cashed down like 600 in like 2-3 weeks. Just playing small, just to show you guys the basics. If you don't already know, if you do already know the basics, you'll catch me doing some advanced shit once in a while. I'm not too advanced. Sometimes I get bored, and you'll see a few bluffs. You'll see a couple triple barrel bluffs, which means bluffing the flop, the turn, and the river, and all that. I'm not going to explain what a flop is and a river. You should know that, or Google it. But not to be rude, but I don't got no time to tell you what a flop is. If you don't know what a flop is, you shouldn't be watching this. You wouldn't have YouTubed this anyway. So subscribe. Please hit the button down below to subscribe. And hit that little bell so you'll get a notification every time we upload a new video, and you can watch more online poker. So I'm not going to talk your heads off. Let's get into it. We start an account today with $25, and there was 7 cents left on there. Why does this keep saying... My computer keeps telling me camera on. Well, it should be on the whole damn time. I'm not understanding this. Okay, anyway, we're going to jump into 9-handed, hold'em, no limit. And we are going to jump into 2 cent, 5 cent. Buying for the max, $5, big baller. All right. Now, I always keep my hand on the X in case it gives me a table of like 4 people and I want to jump the hell off real quick. So, if it looks good, I'll blow it up for you guys. And we're good. We're good, except it does that sometimes. It does that. And then you have to do that again. Okay, we're good. And it set me where I wanted to sit. I always sit here. So I don't have to rotate. It just gave me that seat, which is cool. Okay, we're going to wait for the big blind just to see a couple hands of what everybody's doing. Usually I just jump right in there, but let's see what they're doing. I hope I don't bore you to death. These little miniature games can be boring, or you could double up quick, it just depends. So, I'll try to talk to you guys. I would have some music playing, but if you don't play royalty-free content on YouTube, they don't allow you to monetize your videos and sometimes even upload them. So if I had like shit banging in the background, and that YouTube recognized what that song was, I might not be able to post the audio for this video. So, no music, just my sexy voice. Put a big old chaw in, get ready for this game. 2 cent, 5 cent, nobody with a huge stack. We got it. Oh, well, yeah, we got a guy with $12. That's kind of big for a 2 cent, 5 cent game. The max you can buy him for is $5. The minimum is $1.50. You guys want one? Good stuff here. Room and dip. And play no limit hold'em. Yeah, if the big blind is kind of close, I'll just wait for it. just to see a couple of hands of what these guys are doing. See if I can get a feel if anybody's like superly over aggressive or whatever. However, if like the button just passed me or something, then I'll just go ahead and post and just jump right in. But it's only 2 more hands to start. So let's hit the bad beat. Bad beat on ignition actually sucks. I think it's only 500 big blinds. 500 times your max buy-in. No. 500 times the big blind of the game you're playing. That's what it is. So 5 cents, or 500 times 5 cents. I don't know enough math to figure that out. I'm just a poker player. What do you expect from me? So you guys like the new webcam? Bought a webcam at Walmart for like $35, $40. Logitech, some model, blah, blah. But it was pretty cool. It does 1080p, but we're not capturing in 1080p because it's just my face. You know, we're doing the screen capture software stuff. My face doesn't need to be in 1080p, so you guys can see all my flaws and my beauty. One more hand, guys. We could straddle, we would have done it there, but you cannot straddle on Ignition Casino. Now, I'm really supposed to be doing this to show you guys how to play consistent winning poker strategy. Position, bet sizing, ranges to play, mixing in, you know, some bluffs with some top of your range hands. Also, card removal, shit like this. And I will teach you this stuff if you guys follow with me. Maybe not all in this video, but definitely you'll learn all that stuff from me because I talk about it all the time when I'm playing. And like, even when I'm not videoing myself, I talk to myself out loud to think hands through. So you will learn. Sometimes you'll also find out I do stuff that you shouldn't do simply because I'm bored. I'm used to playing, you know, $300, $500, $1,500 binds at my live casino, and I'm not used to playing for $5 online. Okay, so we just got to walk, which means that nobody limped in. Limping in means calling the small blind, which is cool with me. Ace-9 is a shit hand to me. I have a very, very tight range, but I will mix it up. 3-4 suited will at least complete a blind here. The guy to my left, player 6, is short stacked, so we wouldn't want to come in for an open against him because he could just move on real easily, pretty wide, and then we couldn't call with this hand. I'm actually going to let this go because the button is to my right, which means on the flop, I have to act first. I'm out of position against 3 other players, and I'm only in it for 2 cents. So say bye-bye to the 2 pennies and fold 3-4 suited. I would have loved to see the flop with it, but I'm out of position. One more position away, meaning if I would have got that hand next hand, I would have paid the 15 cents to see a flop with that. And we would have flopped an open-ender. That's the way it works. You throw away a hand, realize you should have kept it. But hey, we might not get there. Let's say if we would have. We got 3, 4, 5, 6. We got a Mexican straight. That's what they call it. 4-card straight, they call a Mexican straight. I would have definitely called this bet or re-raised it. Oh, shit. Well, somebody flopped a set or something. So if the board doesn't pair, we could have cracked somebody's head. Now see if the rabbit card's a 2 or a 7. Okay. Now we probably saved some money. So we won 2 cents with that walk and then gave it up in that blind, which is fine. Standard play, guys. You're going to notice too, variation. Or not variation, I'm sorry, variance. Up and down with your stack is called variance. There's a lot of variance in online poker. You can do everything you're supposed to do, and you can still lose because some asshole will get lucky. Okay, so some guy raised it up to 17 cents. That is a huge raise for this game, but I'm on the button with a good hand that I like to play. I wish it was suited, but we're going to call him anyway. If the board comes out all low, he may have an overpair or he may have ace-king. So we're getting 3-bet here. This is getting a little ridiculous. I'm going to jump in there, see what happens. We got second pair. That's enough to continue maybe. My second pair with a backdoor flush draw with the 9 of hearts. This guy's probably going to jam though, being a dick. Based on the bet, I'm going to flat call it or fold. And we can flat 15 cents all day. I'll flat him again. Thinking maybe he has us crushed and he wants to see where he is. He probably has 10s beat. He may have the overpair and he's worried about the king. Don't think we can beat him. But we're going to try. You know what? I'm just going to flat because I want to see what he has. Because if I try to bluff here, I don't think this guy's really going to believe us, maybe. And he's short stacked too. So we're just going to flat see what he has. Ah! He was on a draw. He was bluffing the whole time. He had a hell of a draw too. The nut flush draw and missed it. It looked a little fishy the way he was betting, but sometimes you got to watch because those small bets, sometimes they're feeler bets or pro bets. They're designed. You throw them out there, see if anybody calls them or re-raises them so you know where you're at, so you know what you're up against. Sometimes they're blocker bets. He wants to see a river to see if his ace high is good, so he puts down a small bet to keep you from betting bigger. It didn't work out for him because I called him. Also, so you got blocker bets, you got pro bets, and that was made to look like a thin value bet, though, I think. Like, hey, I've got a monster hand. I'm just betting a little 20 cents here to try to get a little more money out of me. I like this hand. I'd prefer it better if it was suited. If I came in with this hand, I'd have to come in for a re-raise. But I'm trying to show you guys basic strategy, so we're going to fold that. Basic strategy. Fold 6-8 offsuit from middle position. When you guys hear me talk about position, it's relative to where that button is. The button, the little button with the D on it, that's the dealer button. My wireless keyboard's upside down. Alright, the button is the best position at the table. Alright, and then to the right of it, to the right of it, to the right of that. So, you guys are going to hear me talking about playing position. It's very, very important because if you're the button, you're the last one to act, you get to see what everybody else does first. That's so important in poker. It also allows you to bluff more too, because if there's a couple people in a pot, it goes check, 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 check to you. You can throw out a bet, take it down, uncontested pot. Oh, I don't know how I got talked into doing these micro stakes videos. I'm already antsy. I want to play for some big money. But it's okay. Nothing wrong with this. There are good players at these micro stakes. There are really good players. Don't be fooled by the amount of money that's on the table. These guys know how to play poker. As a matter of fact, I find online poker to be a lot tougher than cash games live in the casinos. I'd say if I played the 2-5 in a live casino, I'd say that would equal competitively and skill set level wise to like a 50 cent $1 here. It's pretty tough online. And Ignition Casino is anonymous. So we don't see screen names. We don't know who we're playing against, but I just have a feeling that it's not a whole lot of people on the site, maybe 1,500 at once, and a lot of just regulars, reg as we call them, grinders. But I don't know. The site is anonymous. I have no idea. 6 deuce offsuit. Fuck that shit. Get it out of here. Yep, we're folding that. Okay, so we won when that guy tried to bluff us. We won $1 something. We are player 5. So I'm looking in the chat box here. We won $1.92 with that pair of 10s because my intuition was right. And I wanted to call and see what this guy had because I couldn't figure it out. If I could have figured it out, I would have folded. But his story doesn't make sense. Your story has to make sense from right now, what I do now, to what I do on the flop, the turn, the river. It all has to make sense. Because when you put out that river bet, the player you're playing against, he's going to go through all of that, all the motions, and say, well, what do you do here? What do you do there? Why do you do this? And it's all got to make sense to the other player. If you throw out some ill-timed bluff for no reason, just to take a pot down, the guy's going to snap call you and look you up because it doesn't make sense. Because maybe you didn't raise pre-flop, so he can't put you on a hand like aces or kings, or you didn't raise when there was a flush draw on board or a straight draw on board, so you couldn't have a 2-pair hand. You know, bluffing is an art. You have to realize what the scare cards are for your opponent to bluff on. I could not bluff a flush here because it's a rainbow board. There's a club, a heart, and a diamond. Then another diamond. But I couldn't bluff on the turn a diamond flush draw because I didn't have not one diamond in my hand, which makes it easier for other players to have diamonds in their hands. Jack 10, decent hand to have on a big blind. Offsuit though, and out of position. We'll see what happens. See if anybody raises it up. Under the gun, that is the position right after the big blind, which I'm in right now. So the guy that just made a 15 cents under the gun, the guy that just called is under the gun +1, and so on. The guy's thinking now is the cutoff position, and then the button, and then small blind. Sorry guys if you already know this stuff. Okay, so under the gun +1 opened at 15 cents, and then the cutoff re-raised to 50 cents. That's a big re-raise pre-flop for this stake. We're in it for 5 cents. It's only Jack 10 offsuit. Out of here. And we'll see what the rest of these guys do. That 50 cents and that big stack says that this guy has aces, kings, or queens. To me, that's what it says. Unless he's really, really good and well-versed at mixing it up. What will probably happen is he'll take it down right now with a bet. Unless somebody has 2 hearts in their hand. Yeah, it was pretty cool of us not to call that 50-cent bet. Re-raise, I mean. Would have even sucked if I called the 15 cents with that flop. Because we totally whiffed it. Nothing. Zip. Zilch. Zero. I don't know why I said that in a Mexican accent. Is it settle? 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 Zip, zilch, nada. Okay, so number 2 definitely has an overpair. Number 6 either has 1 or 2 hearts in this hand. Looks like player 2 is betting for value. Ace King. Oh, wow. Ace King versus Ace Queen. So he plays Ace King hard. Good to know. We will make a note of that because we do not play Ace King hard pre-flop. So we'll make a note on player 2. I put my strong players in red. He seems strong. So we're right. Plays AK Oh, it's on me, so I gotta do this again. Plays AK, pre-flop, aggressive. I think that's how you spell it. Okay, and back to chat. Okay, and you'll see it up here. See that? Plays AK, pre-flop, aggressive. We're gonna fold this. We're in for 2. I like the hand, but we're out of position. Out of position with that hand, so we're not gonna play him. He's gonna c-bet. We're not gonna hit nothing. See, we can't continue on that board, and he's gonna bet again. Player 2 will bet here. Oh, he checked. That's telling me that he's got a heart in his hand, or he might have flopped King Jack, or oh, if he flopped King Jack, he would have bet. He's got a heart in his hand. Probably a high heart. I don't know. Don't have a read on this guy yet. Hopefully we see both of their cards. Chances are we only see the guy that wins, because usually the loser just mucks his hand. Unless he was the aggressor, he has to show. Ace Jack. Okay, so I was right. He had the high heart with a pair. That made sense. I was right about that. Okay, so I'm getting a little bit of a read on this guy. He bet thin value there. He did not want to push his opponent out of that hand in case that other heart fell. So he figures he might have it with the jack, and he will have it when the heart falls. Queen deuce on the button. Now you open up your range wider on the button because, like I said, it's the best position to play. You can outplay people. But this is not a hand you want to choose to do it with. This is a shit hand. Get it out of here! Although I could just, get bored and raise it up. Maybe play post flop. If nobody seems interested, I could raise, take the pot down. I just don't like doing it with something that has no equity like queen deuce offsuit. But let's do it. 17 cents. And the only person I'm worried about is player 7, the small blind, because player 1 just opted to limp. So let's see if we can beat him. Okay, we got second pair going on here. That's a very, very connected board. We will c-bet. See what he does. So maybe he's got a king. If he's got an ace, we're fucked. What's he got? Jack 10. We win. The king counterfeited his 2 pair. That's not such a good thing, though. Well, it is. It is a good thing. Remember when I said mixing in bluffs with your stronger hands? He just saw us raise pre-flop to 17 cents with queen deuce offsuit, a very terrible hand. So he knows that we're capable of doing that. So when we do have our aces, kings, queens, or our sets or straights, and we bet, he may look us up. So it's a good example of mixing stuff in. We got bored. We took a pot down. We actually got lucky because he did flop 2 pair. The board was extremely connected. Either flop 2 pair or turn 2 pair. I can't remember. Board was pretty connected. I had second pair, and I wasn't really going anywhere. He limped, so I didn't believe that he had a great hand. I didn't even put him on a hand as strong as Jack 10. So, learn a little bit about that player as well. Probably limps with some of his stronger hands like king, queen, offsuit, maybe even king, queen suited. Jack 10, obviously, queen, jack. So those are hands to look out for with him. Some hands that could make the nuts with him. He may get in there. limping. When I play a pot, I like to open it to basically take control of the pot. When you show aggression, when you're the first person to show aggression, when you open the pot and you continue to bet, it can be intimidating to other players, and it can also, psych them out into thinking that you actually do have the best hand, and, sometimes we will. But you'll be surprised how much money that I've won from bluffing, especially on the 2-5 in the casinos. Now, it's hard to bluff these little micro stakes, and I rarely ever do it because it's so cheap to call. If I bluff $1.17 on the river, the guy calls because he thinks he may be able to beat me. Even if he loses, it's $1.17, Back to life as normal. We got 4-5 offsuit in the big blind. I hope it limps around, because I don't want to have to call a raise with this hand. Now, if player 1 raises pre-flop, $3, that must have been a misclick. $3. I've got 5 cents in there. I'm not going to put $3 in the pot. Maybe he misclicked it. Maybe he meant to do it. I have no idea. Some people will try to angle you too, make something like that look like an accident when they're holding something like that. I wish you would have done it right now. I'm not afraid to get it in here with queens, but we're not going to chase the guy off. You want to make a little bit of money with your premium hands. We'll show him that one. Let him know we're not raising it up for no reason, like we did with the queen deuce offsuit. It's a shame though. I was hoping the big stack would have took a stab at raising that one pre-flop. Jack 5 offsuit on the button. Get it out of here. Even though I just raised with queens, I could probably pull this off because it's only the blinds. I'm not going to, because it's only 7 cents that I win. I'm not risking anything to play this hand. And the blind, big blind got a walk. So yeah, I probably could have pulled that off if I raised, but it's only for 7 cents. Ace 4 offsuit. Get it out. Out. Do not play my rag aces unless they're suited. You hit your ace, you don't know where you're at. You hit trip 4s, somebody might have a boat with 5-4 or 6-4. It's just, if you play marginal hands, it puts you in marginal spots. So just don't do it. Don't know how much longer I'm going to continue to video this. I'm just not in the poker mood right now. And if you're not in the poker mood when you're playing poker, you shouldn't play anymore. But it's only a couple dollars on the table. See, there we go. I've got trip 4s with an ace kicker, top kicker with trips. But the guy could have 3-4 suited easily. Ace 5 just made a straight. Ace 5 suited. 3-4 is pocket 3s is a full house. Pocket 8s. Pocket 3s, full house. Just like I just said. We would have lost money in that hand. That's why you don't play your rag ace if it's not suited. Now, if it was suited, we would have lost money because we would have hit trips. The guy would have flopped a set, turned a boat. Boat's another word for full house. So, good thing we stayed out of that by folding our ace rag. Some of you guys need to start doing that, and you know who you are. Fold those ace rags. You've seen what just happened right there. Turn trips, and I would have lost to the boat. Where's my phone going off? Let's see here. Who is hitting me up? my little nephew Cameron graduated high school this week. His party is Saturday. Now we're gonna raise this up. See if we have any respect on the table. Queen Jack's a playable hand. We're already free rolling this hand anyway. We've won $1. Shit. We will not be calling that jam. Although I would love to know what he has there. Now we're going to Hollywood before we fold this, and there's a reason to that. We don't want him to think that we just raised with any 2 cards. We want him to think that we're considering calling, like we raised with jacks or 10s or something like that. We want him to think that we made that raise with really good cards. We made that raise with okay cards. So we just got 15 cents by jamming there. That's a good tournament style, but this cash game shit, that's not going to work for him. 3-9 suited under the gun. We get it out of here. Micro stakes and patience are 2 things that do not go together. Oh wow, we would have flopped 2 pair. Yeah, that's what you get for throwing away your rags. Throw away the winner. Watch us turn a boat with a 3 or a 9. That'd be ironic. But it happens all the time. You're going to throw away so many hands that nail that flop, and you're going to see money going into the pot, and you're going to be thinking, damn, why'd I fold? Why'd I fold? You folded because you were supposed to fold. You're supposed to fold 9-3. I'm not supposed to be in there with 9-3, beating that guy with whatever it is he has. All right. Ace-9 in the big blind is a playable hand. If it's decent sizing pre-flop, I'm just going to really just check my option here. Like I said, putting money in micros, that looked like a button raise. If anybody else made that raise, I'd be suspicious, like this player 4. But since the button raised and I have an ace, I'm going to make the call. Because I can't put a button on too many aces ever. It'd be any other player in the pot that I'd have to worry about. If we hit our ace, pretty sure we're beating the button. And we hit our ace, we're going to check it because he's going to c-bet this flop. It's dangerous to check when there's a flush draw like that diamond draw on the board. But we're going to flat him because he could have the diamond draw. Because if he would have checked behind and peeled off the diamond, we basically gave it to him for free. So we're going to flat, though, and see what comes on the turn. That's a pretty good card unless he has King Jack. So we'll just check it over to him again. He probably wasn't expecting us to call that flop bet. Looks like he's getting pretty aggressive there. So let's see what he does here. He may have us, but just sometimes it's just so hard to believe the button. And he did. He had a bigger ace. He had ace-jack. So I'll show him the ace, show him why we call. So we're down 79 cents, which is nothing. That's one hand. It is really hard to put the button on an ace when they raise like that because a lot of times people raise the button with any 2 cards. So now I'm a little tilted, so I'm going to go ahead and re-raise this guy. he jams on us, I don't know. I might just call. I've showed queens. I showed that ace last hand. And he folds. I have a credible reputation, I guess, right now at this table. See how long I can keep it. We won't be doing anything with this on the button. Get it out of here. Alright, well, I guess I got to play a little longer because I certainly can't make a how-to YouTube video and lose. So we'll see if something interesting develops here. It's unfortunate that guy had an ace and outkicked us by 2 cards. But yes, a lot of time the button will open with any 2 cards. He could have had 7-5 and, you know, just c-betting just to try to take a pot down. Which is what I felt he was trying to do. I was just wrong. We're all wrong sometimes, guys. This is a decent playable hand. I wish it was suited, but we're not getting suited cards today, so got to play the cards you were dealt, right? You can pre-click what you want to do here. I never do that because I want to see what everyone's doing. If 1 or 2 of the players behind me would have called, I probably would have called this hand, but I'm going to throw it away and I hope that everybody else does the same, or I'm going to be mad and wish I would have kept my cards. But I imagine everyone's folding. Just have a feeling. And everyone folds. That's right, because player 1 limps in with decent hands. So if he's raising, he may have a strong hand. And for a reasonable price, I might try to see every flop that player 2 is involved in, just so he can double us up. But we'll see what happens. I'm tired. I had to get up today, and I had so many errands to run. It was ridiculous. It is 9:52 p.m. as you can see on my screen. I may want to raise this if player 4 folds. Now, this is not what I'm supposed to be teaching you guys. But just a little bored at this point. A little bummed from losing to that ace-jack. Whew. Check that flop. He wouldn't bet if he had a king, but he would now. So we're going to put 10 cents out. Make him think we're thin value betting him with a king here. If he had any flush draw, he could add 2 flush draws, so we'll thin value bet again. And he had us beat. Yep. If we would have bet a little bit bigger, he would have folded that. Now remember, I said we don't play ace-king hard here. I will call it off with ace-king, but I won't play it hard. We want to just bump the pot up just a little bit, get some money in there and hope it hits. We don't want to chase too many people out of the pot. But they're all playing like nits here. Okay, we got the king of clubs, so we're not dead here. So this would be a bet. We'll go ahead and try to take it down now. We have the king of clubs. The likelihood of one of them having the ace of clubs is not high. So it would be hard for either one of them to continue. and they fold. That's card removal. We had the king of clubs. Only person that can continue is the ace of clubs. So we have to say to ourselves, could they have the ace of clubs? Well, if they call us, they probably do. I know, nasty habit. You got to do something while you play poker. I've got no music to listen to. Usually I'd be watching The Walking Dead, and they did not pay me to say that. I've seen seasons up through season 6, the end of season 6, like 5 times on Netflix, and we'll just start it over again and watch it again. And then I went to a site, because we only have Hulu and Netflix and all that stuff that comes on the smart TVs. And I found a site where I could watch season 7, and I want to find that site again. We're in an early position raise, king queen offsuit. Try to get one caller. This button jams. It's not going to be, I was going to say it wouldn't be believable. They all fold to us, so we must still look a little bit credible here on this table. King Queen is a strong hand if it's suited. If it's not suited, it's still got a lot of playability. I wouldn't have minded playing post flop with that. If I would have got re-raised there, I wouldn't have been too happy. I probably would have took a flop though. Sorry guys, I'm just really tired. I had to get up super early today. Trying to keep it together for you guys. We should break even, maybe win $1, and then cut this video short and then show you guys something else on the next one. So we made a couple mistakes. The ace-jack hand, I could not put him on an ace simply because I thought it was merely just a button raise. And that's typical. He just happened to have it that time. We lost one other hand. I don't remember. Usually when the hand's over, that's it. Which is a good thing about recording these videos too, is I can go back and watch what I did wrong and see how I can improve my game, instead of going through the hand histories and trying to read all that mumbo jumbo. Hand histories are not fun to read. Now, if somebody I think bluffs me here and I fold and I don't see their cards, I will write down the hand number. See in the top left where it says current hand, last hand, they have numbers. I'll write that number down, and then tomorrow I can go in, put that number in, check that hand history. It will tell me what every player had, and I can see if I got bluffed or not. I can see what I was up against. Did I fold the winning hand? Did I have no chance? And see all of that. There we go. We folded 9-3 again, and again we would have flopped 2 pair. There's an ace on board. There's a flush draw. There's a straight draw. But I think we're good this time with 9-3. Not anymore, because the 3 just got counterfeited by the 4. So if anybody had an ace or a 9, 8s. Okay, so we had everyone beat until the river. We would have gotten what they called counterfeited, because the guy had 1 pair of 8s. We had 9-3, 2 pair. But when that second 4 hit, 8s had 2 pair. 8s up with 8s and 4s. And we had, oh no, we still would have beat him. 9s up, 9s and 3s. But yeah, a pair of 9s beats a pair of 8s, Eric. Told you I was tired. That's alright. Let's see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. Not with this hand, though. Unless player 2 puts in a raise. No. We're in first position. We'll throw this one away and see what we pick up on the button. I usually don't pre-click, but no reason here to wait. We know we're folding that. We would have flopped middle pair. Would have definitely stuck around for a turn card because the button is probably going to bet here. Oh no. Now I would feel comfortable with my hand, thinking that the 4 is good enough. I bet you guys that the 4 right now on the turn right here is winning. Oh, I used to do these videos in a beanbag chair upstairs. Now I'm sitting on my couch and my knees hurt. Can you guys still see me? Not that you guys really care too much. I think that 4 is good. Unless somebody has ace-3 or 3-7, which I don't know why they would. The blinds could have it. The 4 is probably good. Unless somebody rivered a 5, and they're still going to check it. Jack 9, ace-7, ace-high wins. So yeah, the 4 was good. I was right. I was right. Come on, good button hand. Good button hand. Oh well, what can you do? Raise it up. Problem with micros is we raise this up, we're only stealing 7 cents. Player 4 might raise. He raised too much for us to call with a hand with such little equity there. And he's short stacked, so if he's betting 22 cents, he's committing the rest of his stack. Because that was pretty much 1/3 of his stack that he bet. King 9, seeing a lot of King 9s. Usually they're suited. I'm going to fold that. I just want to break even and come out a winner for you guys. But hopefully at this point, at least you have some idea that I do know a little bit about what I'm talking about. Trying to get some following here, so I want some good winning sessions. I think to get a following, I'm going to have to play bigger stakes, but this is for you guys that want to learn poker and want to get in online and be a consistent winner. Now, yeah, we're down 70 cents, but that's the variance I was talking about. You know, next hand we could be up $2, $3. Actually, we could be up $4, $5. Maybe we'll sneak in here with this. I'm not sure what we're going to do. I think we're going to flat here. Let's player 4 raise. A raise from player 4 is pretty strong because he only has 79 cents. What if we had 2 pair on him when he raises with like a big premium hand? We stack him off. We've got what we need to break even. We're just going to flat here with 3-4 offsuit and see what the board brings us. Alright, we get re-raise, but it's a min raise. It's a button min raise. We'll call that. We'll call that and probably lead out on the flop. We definitely won't lead out on the flop. I might try to play this hand tricky though and call, check call. I wasn't expecting him to lead like that. So we are folding to a possible ace jack or queen jack, king queen, something like that. Could have had king 10. Now he has a straight. King 10, what he would have flopped open-ended straight draw. Maybe he made it now. Get a queen jack, ace jack, king queen, king jack, king queen. Flopped a set of fives. He was way stronger than I thought. So king queen was in there, just the wrong guy. Ace six. Remember what happened with ace four? We could have lost a stack, so we're going to fold that. So see, that guy won $3.50, with one hand. It's not a matter of just making a good hand or a great hand. It's a matter of making a great hand and somebody else having a strong enough hand, but that's weaker than yours, but strong enough they can still call your bet with. Those things have to line up for you to make money. So we're getting terrible cards, very card dead. When we do have a premium hand, like when we had the pocket queens, nothing happened. So not an ideal session. Sometimes you run hot, you get dealt a lot of good cards, and they always hit the flop. You do have those sessions. Sometimes you have sessions where you have to play a little tricky and bluff and make your money that way. And then sometimes you just have sessions where you play rags and you just hit every single flop and you beat everybody's overpair and you just can't miss. And people just get so aggravated with you. So an ace or a nine here would win us the pot if we would have played. Jack would not do it because any nine, any ace, any king, any queen would win this hand. Somebody's got the ace. They both have an ace. They're just going to go at it till they're both all in. So somebody's got a nine. Somebody's got an ace, it looks like. This guy jams and this guy calls. They both have aces and they're chopping it up. Yeah, I think they're just going to both chop. Yeah, they both got aces. When you have the nuts and you think somebody else may have that card that makes the nuts too, you do generally want to try to get them off the chop, but if you have the stone cold nuts, which they both did, nobody's folding. You actually get penalized in tournament poker, live poker, in tournaments, if you have the nuts on the river and you do not bet, because they think it can be some sort of collusion or something. But you have to bet the nuts on the river in tournaments, or you can be penalized. We're going to bet heavy, make him think that we got an ace and don't want to see that flush draw hitting. Because he calls. And he folds. So we made it look like we had an ace and didn't want to see a diamond. But a diamond would have been about the only way we could have improved. At least give us a little bit more equity for that backdoor flush draw with the six. Of course, we're not getting a walk with this shitty 8-3. We're getting it out of here. I don't know, unless we get good pot odds here. We might have to sneak in with some junk. Nope. If he would have called, I would have thought about sticking 15 more cents in there, but he would have flopped middle pair. Seven, nine, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. I'm so tired right now. Maybe I'll take a nap between hands. You guys can comment some funny shit that I can read later and get all mad and respond to. It's only 10 o'clock, but man, I beat. I'm gonna turn the TV on. I want this video to have the audio, or it wouldn't be a good poker vlog. So I don't want anything in the background that's gonna copyright strike this video down. Queen 4. We're going to give up the 2 cents there. We are surrendering. Good thing that we did. I ate a lot too. A whole steak and cheese, some jalapeno poppers. I ordered from Brothers Pizza. So good. King Deuce suited. We'll see what they do, and maybe we'll raise it up from the button. I don't like it, but I do want to pop somebody that's pre-flop raising with good cards. Maybe we can hit 2 deuces. It's a pretty ambitious call here on the button. Spades. We got spades working for us. Just don't want to see a 3-bet here. Or a jam, because he's short stacked. He could jam right there. Oh, wow. We have a straight draw and the nut flush draw. Any 5 gives us the straight for the nuts. Any spade gives us the nut flush. But my luck, it's going to be a spade that pairs the board, and I am calling that. I'm not going anywhere with this hand. I don't care if he jams. We're just going to go all in here. If we lose, we lose. It's $5. Too big of a draw. Too big of a draw. Ace, queen. What is this? There, we got it. We got the pot. So that was a good move by jamming there. See, there you go. We started with 5, we went up to 630, we went down to 421, and now we're back to 891 with one hand. We had way too much equity to fold that hand. Any 5, any spade, you count all those cards in the deck, and it's hard to miss with 2 cards to come. Well, it's not hard to miss because I missed them a lot, but just had a feeling we were going to get there. So we've made almost $4 in this time that I've spent with you. It's micro stakes. We've almost doubled up. Our buy-in was $5. We're almost at 10. We're $1.09 away from it. So I kind of want to wrap it up and then give you guys hopefully a more exciting session next video. So I think that's what we're going to do here. We're going to call it quits. We're going to see one more hand, and if we can't play it, we're just going to go ahead and call it quits for this video. Like I said, please hit the subscribe button for more of these poker vlogs. We're going to be putting them up a lot. I play every night, so I can just vlog it every time I play. And then it's not much editing because I'm narrating as I go. So just put them up as is, and you guys can watch some poker play. I might fast forward through like dull periods of play, or like a time lapse, you know, all the way up to the hands that I play and the hands that I don't play. You know, time lapse again, maybe stop on an interesting hand that 2 other people play. I don't know how I'm going to edit it. I may just upload it like this. All right, we're going to see another hand here. Ace 10. Never get too excited by Ace 10 either. However, let's just go ahead and pop it for the sake of raising. They should believe us by now. How much luckier can you get? Now I'm going to bet because they're going to think this is a C bet. Bet small. Bet real small into that pot and try to invoke a re-raise, which I'm not getting. But they're calling, so they're on some kind of draw that has not hit yet. So 8-9 is open-ended. We're going to charge them for this draw. 8-9 is open-ended and could possibly get there. But if they want to hit it, they're going to have to pay to hit it. Charge them for their draws. And I knew they had draws there. So we'll show them the 10. Collect a little bit more. Oh, we would have boated on the river. 10's full of 7s. So we collect a little bit more on the way, and we're not playing Queen 4, so this is the end of the video. I am White Boy Slim with Slum City Poker. Peace to the next video. I am